Welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today, finally, colouring plans, yay! I might actually have some this month. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'll move that because that's reflecting really badly, isn't it? Oh, can't get rid of the reflection. Just do it that way. Technology always makes life difficult. Yeah, so, as you might have noticed, last month did not quite go to plan. Life sometimes just gets in the way a little bit, doesn't it, of hobbies sometimes, unfortunately. Not something I want to particularly talk about on here. I did have a death in my family, and it just meant I couldn't really concentrate last month at all on my colouring. I did start a bit, and I've got a few bits and pieces that I'll talk about in a second on here. It kind of... I just wasn't in the right place to do colouring, and to be honest, I wasn't finding my colouring was particularly helping me relax from the situation. So I have done some diamond painting through March. I've got that massive diamond art one that I've been working on for literally a year. So I've done some of that, which I won't show you today on this particular video, but when I finally get to a finished pages, I might have had that finished as well, so I might pop it on the end. I kind of felt I just needed something that was a little bit, just a bit more, didn't need any of my brain, just literally just do it. Just literally just do it. Don't have to think about it, don't have to plan it, don't have to... I just needed something a little bit more brainless, mindless, whatever the term is. I'm sure you know what I mean. So as a result, I didn't get much done. I did actually record a colouring plans for last month, for March, but I didn't edit it and I didn't release it because by the time I'd recorded it, I kind of knew I wasn't going to do any of it. So, which is very unlike me, really. Colouring is my core of what I do in my free time, undoubtedly, and I do love it without a shadow of a doubt. But I'm going to be gentle on myself this month and say, hopefully just do some small bits and pieces and things that I love and hopefully get back in the flow. So what I did get done last month, I finished, well, I don't like it, but I finished one in Welcome to the Forest. This one is, as you can see, free digital download off his Ko-fi if you're interested. I'm not showing it you, you'll have to wait till end of April. I also finished Fairy Bliss, that did pop up in my Artex acrylic paint video towards the back end of that. So this is finished now. Again, you're gonna have to wait for the final view, but if you want to have a nosy at it, it will be in my Artex video towards the back because I showed you how I use my pens in it. Really enjoyed that, but might even do another one this month because I have enjoyed them, and they're got a sneak peek then. They're very cute, so that may pop back up this month. I've also done a little one in this. This was in my work bag. Again, I wasn't even feeling doing any work, but I did. I don't think I finished this. I think this is a whip still, if I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, so I've started on these little robots. This is in Derwent Chroma Flows, my 72 set. So obviously I've got a couple more little robot-y things to finish off there, and I think it needs a background, doesn't it, of some description. They're a bit lost in space, so I don't think I'm going to do the Halloween-y ones on the other side, but yeah, I quite like a robot now and again. So yeah, the robots took my fancy. They need a bit of pen work yet because it's literally been in my work bag and I don't have any acrylic pens obviously at work. It's just that set of 72 Chroma Flows that I've got there at the moment. So I love cute colouring, hopefully I'll get them finished. And I'd also started, which is also in Chroma Flows, my Gabby Wolf Mini Mania. This is book 3. I've started this page. So again, just Chroma Flows, nothing else. It's had no pen work. Literally that's as far as I've got. Yeah, they're okay on this paper. The Chroma Flows, quite like them on this paper. Quite excited to see what the newer set brings. That's coming a bit, we're a bit far away, aren't we? Quite excited to see what the new Chroma Flow colours are going to be on the new sets that are coming out soon. Cross fingers if I can get hold of a set at some point. Obviously I'll pop them on the channel if I get a set. Well, depends how much they are. Yeah, money, but we won't go there. Anyway, so yeah, these are all Chroma Flows, the Centre 2 set. Quite like how they've gone on this paper. I ummed and ahed about trying to scan this and reprint it on something better, but I have just gone in with the Chroma Flows, and they're taking a few layers. I can't stand it when you can see loads of the kind of dotty whiteness through, and you can kind of see it a little bit, if you see what I mean. You see what I mean? Yeah, I hate that way. You can see that, but you can kind of keep building layers up, and it kind of gets rid of most of it. But I've still got quite a bit to do on that. In fact, that needs a bookmark in if I can find one. That's a hand. Put my magnet ones away, but I'll put a little shark in. So yeah, Mini Mania. Hopefully I'll get that finished as well. Then books that I had in February and I've still not got to. I would still like to try and do some of this, although I'm not super hopeful that I will get to it this month, because it is quite detailed and I kind of feel like I just want relaxing colouring. Don't want to get stressed about little itty bitty little bitty bits, but we'll see. I love it. I do want to do it. Journey to Wonderland. The little purifier page, I've got like 3 bookmarks in it, I don't know, but this page keeps winking at me and I do like it, and it's got these little naughty characters in that are up to no good in there, as well as the flowers and bits of clocks and machines, and yeah, it just appeals. It's apparently a all-purpose, it's not focusing very well for you, is it, that, but in the middle, there we go, all-purpose purifier. Can't talk now, I've got this focus. But yeah, I still quite fancy that. I think I did have some other ones labelled in here, which is why there's 3 bookmarks, but this is the one I want to do, I think, out of that one. Then, stuff that hasn't been in. This book I've had for a while. I kind of need to go back out again now, because this is a bit bigger book. This book I've had for too long and not coloured in it, and it's an amazing book from Poland. Queens of Poland, coloured book by Christina Novak. It's beautiful hardback page, and I've had this book page marked for so long and I don't get to it, but it is kind of spring-like with the blossom around the edge. Some kind of queen. It's got a bit of a story about her there. We won't go there. But yeah, I quite like her. She's a bit moody, isn't she? She's got this great big caterpillar on her though, which I'm not particularly loving. But I think it's a really pretty image, isn't it? And if I can persuade myself, I quite like to do that. Paper in this book is so nice. Like, it's pretty thick. I got 2 there. Yeah. But it's pretty thick. I think it'll be really nice with coloured pencils. But it's only got this history on the back, so I could do a bit of basing in markers if I wanted to. Although it kind of feels a bit naughty on such good paper. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I do quite fancy doing all the blossom on it, so it is winking at me a little bit. But am I going to be in the mood for a portrait? I'm saying that. And then my next book is also a portrait. So this was in my last... Sorry, reflection's bad today. This was in my last haul. I've got all 3 of these, but I think I like book 3 the best. And as you can see, I've labelled a few up. I love this lady, that's Flora. I'm going to bring it back in again now, can't we? Because this is a bit smaller. Flora. Obviously this is Wishon Ong. Should have said that to begin with. But yeah, I do like all of these with headdresses on. There's quite a few in this book that really do appeal, like that one as well. But I wasn't in the mood for repetitive rose petals. Yeah, I quite like this book the best, I think. But that one I really like. I also quite like this one, which I'm thinking these are supposed to be maybe shells or anemones and things like that. Watery things, but I quite like that one as well. I've also bookmarked the mushroom page, of course. Because, yeah, that's quite interesting as well. And obviously the background's all mainly done. So I can literally just have fun doing the mushrooms. And then her... There's a lot of leaves, though. A lot of leaves, and I do get a bit fed up with lots of leaves. We'll see, we'll see. Or this one's also cute. Her rabbit, oh it is rabbit. Rabbit, mighty rabbit. And a little pumpkin house. And obviously some more mushrooms. So I quite like that as well. So I suppose I could do that one if I wasn't feeling the portraits when I get up to working in this book. Other one that I've picked, because I'd like to do another one, is Starfall by Maria Troll. Beautiful book. I've tried to pick kind of pages that look a bit fun and quite relaxing for me, and spring-like. I think that was the other thing. This one I quite like. It's got a whole forest adventure going on in her, his, I don't know, her, whoever they are. That I thought was quite fun. I quite like it. I also quite like this girl that's in these magical mushrooms with a sneaky cat in the background. I thought that's also quite cute. I quite like this of her inside, well, it looks like a peony or something like that. Looks quite fun. Again, doesn't look like it'd take me ages. And I quite like this one, clambering on the mushrooms as well, with the cheeky snail with the little eyeballs. That also does appeal, and it's a little bit fun, which I do like and kind of feel I need to do. So yeah, Starfall by Maria Troll, that's also in my pile this month. Of course, this one's in this month. Could do any of these if I'm really honest. I have marked a couple, but I like all of them, as you know. There's so many fun ones. I have marked the circus one because I do like a circus page, and it's any excuse for lots of bright colours and a bit of metallic work. I'm umming and ahhing about whether to scan these and print them. I don't know. I need to try and do one and see how much work it is. If it's a faff, I probably won't. I can colour on this paper that RJ Hampson uses, but just sometimes if I want to use some metallics, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to be on slightly better. And I don't have this one in the hardback. I don't know if I'm going to get this one in the hardback because I quite like some of the ones in the back, and they're not in the hardback version, are they? Quite also like a Steam Train. That also quite like. I also like this one. The little captain steering his ship, smoking his pipe. Captain's Challenge. Uses his skills to command a steamer to Liverpool. That's also appealing as well, and there's quite a lot going on in that image, isn't there, that I quite like, but a bit of RJ Hampson might make me smile this month. Then a quick little one, I've not coloured in this one for a while, Emma's Tale by Grazia Salvo, another lovely hardback book. Did I do a couple? Yeah, I've picked two out of this one. I think I've only done the one out of this book, but it is a cute book. Yeah, I've done that one out of this book, which I think was my Copics, and then probably Luminance over the top because it's skin, so I would have probably picked that. But I've also picked this little balloon girl that looks very dangerous but quite cute. My only worry with this is that the grayscale is quite heavy on some of this, so if I want to do the clouds pink or something, I'm going to struggle to change some of this grey out. And the balloon that I would have liked to have done really colourful is pretty much black, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'd have quite liked to have done the balloon like really pretty colours. Rockets, quite fun, again, only a quick one, but I thought that might be quite fun. And then if I'm feeling like a more serious one, I have picked this one, which now I'm reading it looks like it's about loneliness, which is probably not going to cheer me up, is it? So maybe this one isn't, but I think this is a beautiful drawing. Love her eyes on this. Very expressionistic, isn't it? But yeah, it's a beautiful book. Emma Tale by Grazia Salvo. And then, because they always make me smile, I have also got out one of my Clara Markovas. This one, as you can see, has been used quite a bit, but I've picked a few pages from Fairy Miracles. I thought, again, I've kind of gone spring or happy. It's kind of what I was looking for. So I quite like these little flying bunnies around the, I think, bluebells. I think if I call them, they're going to be bluebells. Whether they're meant to be, who knows? Who cares? Or I've also picked this lady with a massive ring and these cheeky mice. Again, nice little flowers in the background, some mushrooms that I always enjoy colouring, and a cheeky fairy. I thought that might be nice. Or I've also selected this one. Again, thought these could be lovely, but there's a lot of them. I might get fed up with the same technique, but I suppose I could do them different colours, couldn't I? That might work. And then we've got a little bee And is she holding one of the bees as well? But I thought that might be quite nice as well. So a little bit of Clara always makes me smile. I thought I hadn't picked that many, but now this pile still seems to be there. Fancy Mushrooms Special by Colouring Heaven. I've not picked loads of these. I'm going to need to go out of bed because this is a bigger book again. I've not picked loads. I don't think I'm going to do all of them in this. There's only a few that appeal, but I quite like these. Who are they by? Lainey Deo, is that right? I don't know how you pronounce it. But this looks quite fun. Again, I'm thinking I might use my markers in this because I don't love the paper in it, if I'm honest. This is also one of hers. I think this is the more likely of all of them because it's very cute. And I like his fancy hat. I think it's cute. But I also picked that one as well. I like him, but I don't like the mushrooms that are bending over a little bit. So yeah, I think he's most likely out of here. Snail. No, I'm out. And then my final three. This one, I'm not sure if I will do this one, but it's possible. So I've finally printed and bound my book of colouring bookmarks by Ellie Marks from Etsy. I've downloaded these and printed them. And let's flip them around the right way so it makes more sense. So there's Cloud City. Again, this I kind of thought, if I'm not feeling like doing loads, I could just literally do a bookmark and start myself off. So there's Cloud City, which I quite like, because you could have these quite colourful clouds, couldn't I, in the background. And there's some cute little details, although these leaves are very, very small. But those are very small leaves. Like that one is just going to get brushed over with a marker. Obviously I've printed these so they're single-sided, so it doesn't matter if I use a marker. The other page I thought was a possibility was For the Birds. Again, quite cute little bird houses in different kind of situations. I quite like the owly one. Quite like this one on this side as well. Thought maybe one of them might be fun. Or if I'm feeling like something different, these little desserts might be quite fun. So yeah, out of my, it doesn't want to go back now. Come on, go back, you know you want to. My big book of colouring bookmarks, excuse my lights, sorry, by Ellie Marks. Then I've got something else for the nice feels, cosy spaces, interiors and magical places to colour by Raider Prints. I've picked a few out of here. This one I think is very sweet. Very nice. Or possibly this one, because this was basically me last month. I'll sit on the couch with my dog because that makes you feel better. And then finally, I also quite like this as well, where she's kind of like almost in space. And it's almost like she's listening to a story and that's what's going on around her, isn't it? I quite like the imagination of it. But yeah, they're cute, the little pages in here. They're nice, relaxing little pages. Obviously it's Amazon paper. It is black backgrounds, which I have no love for, the black backgrounds. I don't know if I might scan and put it on better paper. I'm not sure. Knowing me, when it comes to it, I probably won't. I'll just work on paper. Be alright for markers, won't it? So I might marker it and then just do a little bit of pencil work over the top. And then finally, because the paper is so beautiful that it always makes me smile, Jasmine Beckett Griffiths Colouring Book Fantasy Art Adventure. I've picked a few out, as you can see. I've picked a couple of the big pages. This one I think is lovely. Poppy Magic. Sultry Fairy is enthralled with them as well. Poppies seem like such cheerful flowers. I don't know if I'll do mine as poppies. It's my book. I can do them how I want, kind of. There might be something else. Because I'm not a great lover of red flowers, but I suppose they don't have to be red poppies, do they? They could be a different colour. Don't know. Or I thought if I'm not feeling like a big page, I could maybe do one of the quarters, because these are quite cute. Maybe the Rose Fairy looks most appealing on a small scale. Or the last one in here that I have picked out that I do like is, again, Flora. 2 floras in the month, but from different books. The Goddess of Flowers. But yeah, I really like this. Irises, I think, are really beautiful. They're one of my favourite flowers. They don't grow in my garden, but I think they're lovely. I've got a few lilies of different types as well. But yeah, I'm not sure what all these are down the bottom. Like some grapes. Oh, Oh, maybe because there's a strawberry there, isn't it? So maybe it's fruit. Does it say about fruit? No. Flora and fauna. Irises, daisies, roses, lilies. Yeah, it doesn't say. Maybe the grapes. I suppose they're whatever I decide to colour them as, aren't they? Maybe I'll have a look at her original before if I work on that one. But yeah, that's my final book for this month. Hopefully I'll get a little bit done. Apologies for my absence. Yeah, I'll just see how I go this month, I think is where I am. I'm going to do a bit of colouring when I feel like it. And we'll see how much I get done at that pace. Who knows? But yeah, hopefully you can bear with me while I just get my head back into the right colouring place to be creative. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you on the next one. Bye bye.